Young Money family, how's it going? Hopefully it is going super good out there. Hopefully you are having a super marvelous, great day. It's a good day here today in the offices of Young Money Investments. We're going to be talking about nothing other than do not short the first green day. What does that mean? If you're a new investor, hey, or short seller, hey, let's teach you. If you are a more advanced trader, let's get cracking on it. Let's actually talk a little bit about my strategy when it is good to actually short the first day, the first green day, and when it is not good, because there's been a lot of runners, grinders, multi-day grinders out there that have been running for multiple days that have not been great companies or stocks to short on the first green day. We're going to talk about a few that have been good options, bad options. We're going to talk about our small account challenge. We're going to be talking about how I'm going to be taking 13,000, turning it into 25,000, hopefully over the next few weeks, and also talk about the position that I'm in, that I'm right now working on getting it to 25,000. We're going to talk about my plan of attack, my strategy, and this is really a super important video. So if you don't stick through this whole video, there's some problems. You really should stick through this. This is going to be super helpful, even if you're new or if you've been trading for a long time. Please hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you don't want to, don't do it. Totally fine. I don't mind. But I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of great content that hopefully will help you to make you a better investor, make you a better trader, and help you to learn more knowledge in order to be the very, very best you can be in the stock market. Let's get into it, guys. I'm pumped. All right, guys, first things first, here is the account challenge. We are going to be taking a look at my account here on TradeZero. Again, I am not endorsed or sponsoring TradeZero in any way, shape, or form. They're just the broker that I use, and I love them, and they've been pretty good to me so far. So this is the TradeZero Pro platform. Currently, I'm sitting up with an equity of about $15,136. I have about unrealized gains of about $2,500 almost, with a $500 or 500 share position of SOLY. I am swinging this company right now, so you can take a look at that. I am also seeing SOLY on short sell restriction, so it's grinding down slowly. I wish it would be going a little bit faster. This week, I plan on closing out my position of SOLY, but hey, I really believe that with fees and everything, I'm probably sitting about a $2,000 profit. I'm looking to make anywhere between a $3,000 to $4,000 profit on SOLY, and planning on having about $1,000 worth of locate or borrow fees in this. So I plan on probably being unrealized gains of anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, but I bet after fees and everything, I'm probably looking at only making about $3,000 to $4,000, just because I have had to swing this for quite a while. That's kind of a conservative estimate, but hey, that's kind of what we're dealing with. Now, getting into why I do not recommend shorting the first green day, we're going to be talking about one of my mistakes. So in the spirit of full transparency, I ended up shorting SOLY here on this first green day. Now, as you can see, this sucker continued to run up all the way from lows of about $5.55 to we saw highs intraday of about $14, $15. Pre-market, after hours trading, we saw $22. And then we saw this mother just continue to run all the way up here to nearly $29 or $29, making that about a high point of about 422% in the course of barely a day and a half or so. This was a great example of why this strategy has become so important to me, and why I think it will help you as a new trader or short seller to avoid these. And if you do go long, this is another great long strategy that you could use. So if this thing does run up intraday, and then you see it where it does come down and test VWAP, but it does not break middle VWAP, and it consolidates and it starts to run up, usually this is a sign that it is going to be a multi-day runner, meaning it's not done, it's not finished, it has more room to run, it can be manipulated by the big fish. And so what happens is this thing can continue to run through the after hours, and then you see this nasty pre-market run on SOLY where it popped all the way to $29, and then you start to see this kind of cup and handle position. Even from where it dropped, we saw a spike of about 46, 47% on SOLY. The following day, yeah, it came down. You came down a little bit, but then you do see another pop up of another 36%, reaching highs of 24, almost $25 on that second day. Definitely not the day that you wanted to short this. If you would have been shorting here at 21, you would have been down about 15-16%. And then yes, towards the end of the day, we see it starting to drop, and that's when, again, you see it drop during after hours trading, but it grinds. This was a multi-day grinder. It took roughly, we're seeing 1 day of a pop, 2 days of a pop, 3 days grinding, 4 days grinding. Took 5 days for this thing to finally really start to come down, where you see a nice little 20% drop in SOLY. You see another pop then, and we get the dead cat bounce where it was a run of about 30+%, and then you see again that following day. So looking at the macro trend of this thing, it definitely was not the company you wanted to go short on the first green day. The reason being, you've had to hold this now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and honestly and truly, you shouldn't have been shorting this for multiple days like this. Now, if you would have got in up here, that would have been totally fine. You're able to short that multiple days for a nice drop, but you need to have a good entry and exit strategy, and you definitely do not want to short above that middle VWAP. That is really kind of my big thing with not shorting the first green day, is if you see consolidation around that middle VWAP and then it starts to break up towards the end of the day, what I've seen with a lot of these runners is you're seeing where it will actually spike in the morning, take a drop middle of the day, kind of during that zombie hour. You'll see during lunchtime, it's just kind of consolidating. It's not pushing below, it's not pushing up. And then you see during power hour where these things really then that following day, power hour comes and it just starts running into the close. We can see the same thing happen with ABIO a couple months back. If we pull this up on the 180-day 4-hour chart, you can see how ABIO had this, and again, it was a multi-day runner. I mean, we see this where this thing literally, let's zoom in quite a bit more. You can see where it popped on this first green day. You see the first green day it popped, did not die. It came back down. You definitely saw a nice little drop in it, but then you see where the whales were definitely able to manipulate this bad boy. Pre-market hours really push this thing up, and then you see it drop down. You see that dead cat bounce, and then that's where you finally, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days later, you finally start to see where it started to grind down. And then recently it had some news came out, started to pop up a little bit more. But overall, guys, that is something that you need to take into consideration when shorting the first green day. These are good examples of why you do not want to short that first green day. Now we're going to be talking about a good example of when you actually can short a first green day. This again is maybe a little bit more of a risky strategy. I would just stick to not shorting the first green day, but there are a couple indicators that I use and points that I use as a stop loss where I believe is a good stop out scenario where you just want to cut your losses and take care of things. And that is a good ticker that we can take a look at on RWLK. We can take a look at this position here. So RWLK was a ticker that ran, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Tuesday after hours, we saw this bad boy run nearly into Wednesday's pre-market of about 250% plus. And it was just a crazy run. This was based on basically some FDA approval for some like robotics exosuit, some sort of science fiction kind of stuff, guys, where it popped. But then we also see where it really did start to come down. So as you can see right here, this following day, you can see where it dropped during that pre-market hour, those pre-market hours. It came up and it failed to break through support right here where it was stuck previously during after hours or early morning hours trading. You know, $10 right here is a very strong level of resistance in the penny stock world. $10, $5, $1, those whole numbers, those whole increments are difficult. Algorithms do not usually like to push above or below those. Those are usually those points for them. And so as you can see, it did not want to break. It failed to make new highs. That's a really good sign. So failing to break new highs, super important. Second thing is it's starting to, then after it can't do that, you see this head and shoulders pattern right here. you see it start to make lower lows. Again, it made lows here, lower lows right here, and then you see lower lows again. That is a very, very good sign that this ticker is most likely not going to start breaking above. Third thing that you're gonna see here with RWLK is that it's failing now to break above middle VWAP. If it's failing to break above middle VWAP, this is a great sign. If you would have started shorting right in here and it started to run up, I would say it's time to cut your losses. If it broke anywhere above right here, you know, you're gonna take that 5% loss, but you don't want to hold because you're gonna see this a multi-day runner, most likely, more often than not, where it is going to start to run up. What it did here was it started to fail and it started to break down, creating again lower lows. We do see a pop up here. Again, it's not able to, it's making lower highs again, and it's still failing to break above, and we see it start to trend down. If you shorted right here, you would have made a nice, easy 13% return on this. Now, if you would have held through the night, we're now talking about where you would have had drops down to here, and we're talking about a solid 30% return if you held that overnight. Cannot complain with that, but that's when you then see where RWLK just couldn't hold its gains. It could not make higher highs. It was making lower lows. It was trending below middle VWAP, and then it just continued to have lower and lower volume. You can see where the volume was really starting to die out. Those are all super important and very super critical things to look at when you're shorting a penny stock, or even if you're longing. Those are great things to know both ways. And that is it, guys. That is really the big thing that I want to cover in today's video. Super short, super simple, super to the point. I'm excited to use a lot of these strategies in the private mentorship group. If you're not a part of that, there is a link, I believe, in the description for the Young Money Investments or We Trade HQ page. So if you want to do the course, if you want to just join the private mentorship, if you want the free mentorship, we also have that as well. If you are interested in the free mentorship at We Trade HQ here on Discord, you have my Young Money Investments tab. You can ask me questions anytime. I'm a little bit faster responding in the Young Money Investments private mentorship group. Of course, these are all my guys that are obviously in the group on a daily basis. I'm going to be a little bit more likely to answer all those questions. I do midweek recaps. I do Sunday live sessions. I go live with you every single week. I call out my positions I'm in currently, positions I'm getting out of, my longs, my swings, my shorts. All that stuff is all in the private mentorship. But hey, if you don't feel comfortable and you're not interested in that, please hit me up in the free Discord group. There is a link in my Instagram bio. So if you're interested, check out that Instagram bio, and there is the link to the free Discord group for We Trade HQ and specifically for Young Money Investments. If you have any other questions, leave them down in the comments section. If there's a video you want me to make, let me know. Let me know. And I'm excited. We're going to keep crushing this small account challenge. Before you know it, we're going to take this account from 13 to 25K. My goal is six weeks, basically. I think we can do it a lot faster. We'll see. But I'm pumped, guys. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep going. Let's keep making money. Let's be consistent. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.